Good afternoon, it's 1:30, I'm Louis Moore and here are your latest sports headlines. A shortlist of the preferred bidders for Chelsea Football Club is expected by the end of today. Following the sanctions placed on Roman Abramovich, Chelsea Football Club have been forced to find new owners. Chelsea fan Nick Candy has improved his British-led bid to buy the club after a Korean institution joined his consortium over the weekend. Several other consortiums have placed their bids with the sale likely exceeding £2 billion, and the proceeds will be distributed by the British government. Continuing with Chelsea, the FA are hopeful that they will be allowed to sell out Wembley after Chelsea qualified for the semi-finals of the FA Cup at the weekend. Sanctions currently prohibit the club from selling any tickets. However, an FA spokesperson said, "We are working with the government on a method to achieve this whilst respecting the sanctions that are currently in place on Chelsea. We will keep you updated with all the latest developments as they happen." On to international news now, and the football associations in UK and Ireland are confident that they will be confirmed as joint hosts of Euro 2028 after abandoning the idea to bid for the 2030 World Cup. There are currently no rival bids to host the tournament, and the deadline to lodge interest falls on Wednesday. We'll be joined by our Spanish correspondent Jordi Capella at 3:30 to give us an insight into Europe's opinion on this development. Kyle Walker-Peters and Tyrick Mitchell are two of the newest names to be called up to the England team. The young fullbacks were added to the squad after a number of injury withdrawals. England play Switzerland in an international friendly on Saturday, with many of the new call-ups looking to earn their first England cap. F1 now. Christian Horner has put rivalries aside to give support to his Mercedes counterpart Toto Wolff after he spoke about his mental health troubles. Horner said, "All credit to Toto for having the courage to talk about his issues with mental health. To be able to talk about this is a positive thing." The next stage of the F1 season takes place this Sunday in Saudi Arabia. Phil Mickelson is set to miss the Masters for the first time in 28 years. The 51-year-old has been listed as a past player not playing on the tournament's website. The three-time Masters winner is currently taking a break from the sport following his controversial comments about Saudi Arabia. Rafael Nadal is returning to Europe following his first defeat of the new season. The Grand Slam record holder started the season 20-0, but lost in the final at Indian Wells to Taylor Fritz and appeared to suffer a chest injury midway through the match. Nadal is unsure how long he'll be out for, but hopes to make it back in time for the clay season. The Six Nations came to a close on Saturday, and it was France who ended up lifting the trophy. The Six Nations came to a close on Saturday and it was France who ended up lifting the trophy. The big shot came from Wales after they lost to Italy. Wales were huge favourites for the game as Italy had not won a match since 2015, but the Dragons were left embarrassed after the final whistle. Welsh lock Alan Wynne-Jones spoke candidly following the game.
Obviously, I think the discipline and being a yard off at the breakdown in the first half. In credit to the Italians, I thought they kicked well. And punished on a few counters. I think Ioane was all but hemmed in a couple of times, but I don't know how he got out of jail and turned a lot of pressure into attack for them. So credit to them and the way they dealt with the aerial game and the kicking game.
Finally, finishing with some news from the NBA. LeBron James of the LA Lakers scored a triple-double against his former team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The King dropped 38 points, 11 rebounds and 12 assists in a game where he also dunked on best friend and former teammate Kevin Love. That's all for now. Come back at 3:30 for more sports news.